then we can get underway. Thank you very much. Okay, first question goes to Ken Boland. Good evening, Ken.
Evening, Rayan. Thanks so much. Evening, Jacques. Sia, congratulations on your own superb individual game and obviously on the win. It looked a little bit like someone poked the bear this week. And how much did you actually have to say to the guys this week to produce that second half performance, which must surely rank amongst one of the Springboks' great second half displays?
Thank you so much, man. I think Jacques said it to us in the week. Like, he knew there's not much was needed to say when it was needed to be said, but our whole focus, we're actually calm in the week. We're calm, but when we got on the field to train, everything we did, we were intentional about everything we were doing, and we knew the mistakes we made. And that's what Jacques and the coaching staff and management said. We can only control what we can control, and that's what our set piece and the kicking game and the attitude and the physicality is something that you can't push, can't buy that, and that's why a lot of us have been chosen in this team, because we have that, and that's what we needed in the second half, also with discipline. So I think we did what we needed to do, and we knew what to do, but it's only the beginning. There's one more game to go. There's still a lot to fix. They stole a couple of our goals. We were able to disrupt them. So it was
Thank you, Sia. And next question will come from Leighton Koopman of Rapport. Good evening, Leighton.
Evening, Ray. Thank you. Hi, Jacques. Hi, Sia. Jacques, just for you, this week's talks could have thrown the players, what happened in social media and everything, the noise out there, could have thrown the players off tonight. How pleasing was that response from them?
No.
I think Rayan needs to mute him.
Okay, yeah, better, much better. Now, listen, obviously, Rassie as director of rugby had something on his heart, and it's something that we discussed, and that part is, if I can put it like that, that's off-field stuff. We as a team knew that, listen, we have to focus on rugby, and hats off to the players. We had a proper review. It was a tough week in terms of that, because we were hard on each other. I mean, from management, I said last time when I sat here, I said, listen, when people said something about Kwagga, I said it's probably I hanged him out to dry. And that's how our review work. It's not just players, it's coaches as well. And sometimes we get things wrong, and sometimes we get it right. But we put our hand up and say, listen, I made a mistake there. I think we should have done it differently. So that's we just focus on rugby and the stuff that we can control, like Sia said now. And that's basically what he did. The other stuff is off-field stuff, and that was handled by our director of rugby, and that was off-field. Our main focus was on-field.
Thank you, Jacques, and we say good evening to Nathan. Okay, Nathan, can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening, Rayan, Sia, and Jacques. Firstly, congratulations with the win. Peter Steffer went down early in the first half. Jacques, what was the initial thought process in who to bring on?
No, it was Kwagga covers both 6, 7, and 8 for us. So I think when Peter Steph went down, it was a straight swap for us in terms of getting Kwagga on the pitch.
Thank you, Jacques. Ashraf Mohammed, you up next.
Thanks, Rayan. Firstly to Jacques, how bad is Pieter's injury? And then secondly to Sia, it just looked like last week you guys were a bit short of a gallop But with the extra weeks training and having recovered better from COVID, some of the guys who were out just look so much sharper tonight. Did that really make a huge difference to the guys continuing even in the second half, big hits and real physicality?
I think I did say last week. I said we said as a team, one of the positive is that we got another game under our belt. That was really important, and it helped us a lot. Even though we didn't get the win, but that was one of the positives from last week, and it helped us a lot to see where we can fix. And and our legs were stretched, and we knew what we could do better. And then in the second half, we felt, we felt more prepared, and we knew what we wanted to do. Nothing changed. We didn't do anything differently. We stuck to what we knew. The system helped us quite a lot, but the willingness and the chasing the kicks and making sure that we're winning the scraps, and we were more dominant in this week. And that's what we're going to need next week. And we're grateful that we have another opportunity. So next week, doesn't matter how many games you played, it's the next game is the most important.
On Peter Steph, obviously Peter Steph is a guy that I know that won't necessarily, he won't come off normally in a game. I haven't seen him come off a lot. So, but the assessment hasn't been done by the medical team, and it will probably be 48 hours. Then you'll have a proper diagnose in terms when all the special investigations has been done on him. Then we'll have a proper idea what's going on. But yeah, I mean, he's not normally a guy that comes off in a game. And to latch on to what Sia said, it was the nice thing for us. It was I think it was our second week of full training since we got together from the 26th. So it was nice to have probably 2 weeks of proper preparation.
And was it his shoulder, Jacques, Peter Steph?
Yes, it was his shoulder. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashfaq. Will Kelly, are you up next?
Hi, 2 questions, please. Jacques, can we get your opinion on the Cheslin Colby tackle? There are some in Britain and Ireland that would have thought that was a red card. And secondly, you now see her carrying all the momentum now, and is the plan going to be to physically dominate the Lions again next week?
First thing on the one on Cheslin, I thought it was the right call, what they made. There's a clear process that they follow when they go through foul play, and the process is, to go through it now will take 5 minutes, but I mean there's a clear process. If this happens, you look at that. If that happens, you look at that. And I thought it was followed to the T. Your other question was
Dominating.
Was it
dominating?
Yeah.
Nothing will change for us. We just gotta do things better. The set piece, try and win more of our balls and get more dominance in the scrums and work harder off the ball, OTB, and obviously all about who can control the kicking game. But we're not gonna change much, I think. But we'll see how the week goes. I'm sure coach will have a couple of tricks. But yeah, all the controllables we're gonna try and control better this week.
Craig Lewis, you up next?
Thanks, Ray. Evening, guys. If I could just ask a question to each. Jacques, what was the response from the leadership group this week in terms of just keeping that focus on the rugby and what needed to be done? And Sia, just in terms of the week for you, how challenging was it as captain compared to the test weeks you've had before, and how important was it to make a statement as a player as well?
Firstly on the leadership group, yes, I think I'm fortunate. We fortunate as coaches working with this group. I said today, last week 50th cap, this week a 50th cap. It's like everybody is currently coming into these milestone games, and it's unbelievable to have players like that with that amount of experience. For example, last week we lost the kicking game in the second half. And the plans that the players came up with to rectify it during this week was unbelievable. And the creativity they had in handling that, I can just take my hat off. At one stage in the meeting, I was sitting there thinking, I should actually give my win bonuses to them, if there is win bonuses. But I mean, that's how fortunate we are to have a group like this. You know, they are creative. They are how can I say? I feel more like more of a facilitator than a coach. You know, because they come up with great ideas, and it's nice to work with a group like that.
Thank you. Pri, you up next?
To Sia.
What was the question?
Okay,
Sorry?
thank you. Sorry.
Sorry, Sia. Yeah, just the test week for you as captain. The build up, the challenges, and then making a statement as a player.
Yeah, no, we actually talk now about it now. Now it's pretty tough, but you know, to my other leaders, it was really great to have Eben and Paulie and also and Lucanio, and you know, sitting with the coach and seeing what we can fix. That's what I loved about this week. If there was a problem, we get on top of it together and we fight through it, you know, and we speak through it as a group. And for me personally, just having my family here, you know, my wife, you know, now I wasn't alone in the room. I got home, go to the room. My kids were happy to see me. They don't care what's happening out there. They just see their father coming home, and just having another person to talk to about stuff. You know, my wife prays a lot, so she prayed a lot for me and the team this week. So yeah, that's what kept me sane. You know, that's what kept me good. Just being there, having someone to talk to, and my children being happy. And yeah, Jeff, the environment that Jacques and the management want to create here for us to be comfortable, you know, and have our families here. It's really been amazing.
Thank you, Sia. Pri, you up next? Okay, move on. Percy.
Baie dankie, Ryan. Good. Congratulations, Coach Jacques, and congratulations, Sia. Jacques, can I ask a question of Afrikaans? Per opsomming asseblief, deur die afrigter, hoe som jy die wedstryd op uit? Was dit natuurlik 'n oorheersende vertoning in die tweede helfte? Is dit die tipe vertonings wat jy wil hê in die beslissende wedstryd volgende naweek op die Kaapse Stadion in die derde wedstryd?
Ja, ek dink ja, dit was ek het gedink dit was wat vir my wat vir my verblywend is die feit dat ons het laas naweek, ek dink ons het die tweede helfte verloor 19-5. Ek weet nie wat in die tweede helfte gebeur nou nie. Ek kan nie as ek nou vir jou eerlik sê, ek weet nie eers wat is die eindtelling nie. Maar ek dink ons was redelik dominant geweest in die tweede helfte. Ek dink die ouens wat van die bank af gekom het 'n groot impak gemaak. Ek dink die feit dat ons vir 2 weke nou kon saam oefen weer 'n volle week se voorbereiding gehad het gehelp. Spelers laasweek het Sia hulle eers die maandag uit isolasie uitgekom, jy weet, om 10 dae in 'n hotelkamer te sit. Is nie dat hulle nie fiks is nie. Ek bedoel hulle het baie hard gewerk tot en met hulle in isolasie ingegaan het, maar nog steeds jy sit vir 10 dae in 'n kamer by jouself. So ek dink dit ons begin 'n bietjie meer momentum kry in terme van dit. En ja, ek dink die Leeu sal definitief ander planne maak en ek dink ons het baie goed aangepas by dit wat hulle gebring het vandag. Ek dink ons het miskien laasweek nie so goed aangepas nie. En soos ek gesê het laasweek, ek dink 'n groot deel daarvan ek het nie van my kant af voel ek het nie vinnig genoeg hulle plan raak gesien en verandering aangebring nie. Ek dink dit was bietjie beter vandag. Maar ja.
Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Jacques. And we're going to go for one more English question over to Lloyd Bernard, and then we will end with a Xhosa summary for Nathan. Lloyd?
Thanks, Ray, and congrats, guys. Jacques, was it important, do you think, to remind South Africans and South African supporters of the pedigree of this team? I don't think anyone thought it was gone after one loss, but just that performance in the second half, feels like it's kind of on the level to what you guys, dished up at Rugby World Cup. And then, how do you compare that? I mean, are you guys back on that level that you were at in 2019?
Firstly, on the supporters, listen, they were unbelievable. I mean, from 2 o'clock this afternoon in front of our hotel, there's this piece of grass. People came kids came. It was unbelievable to see. And on our way to the stadium, the support we got from the people of South Africa was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know, for me, I'm getting goosebumps sitting here just to see. I mean, they were driving from everywhere because we're sitting in the middle of Cape Town. So obviously, kids, families, it was unbelievable. And I'm so happy that we could have done it for them, because obviously they went through a lot of trouble to get there and to show their support and to back us. So that this one is probably for them, for thanks for backing us. And even in these COVID times where we don't have crowds and you're so distant from your support, you know, they made the effort to come to our hotel and support us and sing. It was unbelievable. Sorry, and the second part was
just the level compared to where you guys are now compared to 2019.
Yeah, listen, on that, like I said, we if you think about it, we got as a group together where we got everybody together, the overseas-based players, on the 26th of June. Let me get June. That's when we got together. From then, the 26th of June, I don't know what the date is today, the 30th. We only had 2 full weeks of training. So are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. We are building towards that. You know, the more continuity we get, and the more we can obviously work on our systems and stuff like that. I'm sure there's still a lot that we can improve on. The key thing for us is to stay humble, to not get arrogant about it, to work hard, to do our analysis. And knowing this group, they level-headed, and I'm sure they'll stay on task in terms of that.
Thank you, Jacques. And finally, over to Nathan.
Thanks, Ray. Again, siyabulela tata ngomdlalo wakho. Phakathi evekini kutshilo uba anizotshintsha i-game plan. Before isiqingatho sesibini bithini incoko kwi-change room, ngoba sibonile izinto zatshintsha kwisiqingatho sesibini.
Yeah, kwesinqingatho sesibini bhuti wam akhona itshintshileyo. Benyanzelekile uba sibophelele ngezinto funeka senzile, sifumane ibhola yethu, and besiyazi uba xa sifumene imoli yethu yahamba yaphambili sayifumana i-advantage kubo. And yeah, efikile amathuba sawathatha xa kufike nakwi-scrums, very strong amadoda wethu kwi-scrums. And yeah, bile nto ibalulekile i-physicality, into esidume ngayo, benyanzelekile ibingaphambili namhlanje xa sifumane i-opportunity, because o-Andre no-Lucanyo no-Faf xa yazibona i-opportunity bazozithatha, benyanzelekile thina siphambili sidominate kakhulu. So yeah, besivuya sisithathile amathuba besibafumene namhlanje, because le veki pheleyo siwangqutye onke, but namhlanje siwathathile kulaa mjikelo wesibini. But asinophola ngokunyanzelekile sisebenze ngamandla siye phambili, because lo mdlalo wokugqibela ngoyena ubalulekileyo. Omwinayo uthatha yonke into, so sawubeka intloko phantsi, and akho xesha loba nevalo ngoku, okanye unevalo ngoku sawubopha itriya, samnika itriya bopha uvalo.
Thank you, Sia, and thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Sia, and thank you, Coach Jacques. That then concludes our first part of our press conference. We will pause very briefly, and then for the next 15 minutes, it will be 50th capper Stephen Kitsoff and Lucanyo Am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shabulela bhuti wam.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See it? Have a shower. Have a shower.
No, I can't have a shower.
Right. Ready? So let's get started. And Adnan Mohammed, I see your hand is up. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Congratulations, guys. I actually wanted to ask Jacques this question, but seeing that Stephen is there, just the performance of Trevor Nyakani, moving from last week you played tight end, and this week the impact you made at Lucid in the second half, and also just a word on Loot.
Yeah, I think Trevor did an unbelievable job at tight head in the last 20 minutes. He really worked hard during the week, like working on his posture setup. I mean, it's a total conversion from tight head to loose head within 7 days. And I think he did exceptionally well. He put the Lions scrum under a lot of pressure. Had to learn a bunch of calls from the lineouts. And I think he did a great job, and I'm very proud of him. And yeah, Lloyd, he's always been unbelievable rugby player in my eyes. He rocks up, brings a lot of physicality. He's very clever when it comes to decision making, and yeah, they can both be proud of their performance tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you, Adnan. Duke? Okay.
No, I mean, Ryan. Lukhanyo, I just wanted to find out from your side, how much will it mean for you guys also, and also Sia Collins to win this, this series, because Sia has been saying this prior to that this is something of a once in a lifetime.
Yes, I think this series, it's like a historic event. I think it's something that comes once in a lifetime for a rugby player. So yeah, this would really mean a lot for us as a team and as a country. And yeah, we'll definitely give it all to try to seal the series next week.
Thank you. Nathan, you're up again.
Ray, I'll just follow after the English questions with a question for Lukhanyo in close-up, please. Thank you.
Okay. Right, let's move on. Percy. Okay. Kaniso?
Is it closer, please? So I'll wait my turn.
Thank you. Ken Boland?
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, many congratulations, Stephen and Lukhanyo, on a wonderful win. Lukhanyo, just your feelings in that second half, getting on the end of what was really a wonderful try. I mean, the maul worked well, a great little grubber by Fuff, and obviously great awareness and pace and skill by yourself to get on the end of that. What were your feelings, at the time and scoring the try? And obviously it took an inordinate amount of time for the GMO really to confirm that. I mean that really was the match-winning moment.
Yeah, I think this game was a big game for us. We knew we had to give everything to give ourselves a chance on taking the series. And I think with the performance, that we displayed today, from all the hard work that we've put in, from the camps, from last week to this week, I think it was so rewarding, putting in the hard work and getting the results and getting the rewards. So, yeah, we're really chuffed with our performance, and we'll try keeping the standard, and going to next week, we'll definitely go to the drawing board and try to fix what we can and bring more better performance.
Thank you. Heinz Schenk, you're up next.
Thanks, Rayon. Evening, guys. Congratulations. Stephen, I know there's a real sense that it was really a collective, triumph, this obviously, but you must be really chuffed that your 50th test cap ended in a victory like this.
Yeah, definitely. It was, as Lukhanyo just mentioned, it was a lot of hard work during the week. I mean, especially after last week's disappointment, and we had to take a hard look in the mirror to identify what we did wrong, and we actually did very well this week. I think this week's training was one of the better weeks build up in preparations that I've experienced in the Bok jersey, and yeah, it was a total team performance. I think everyone from number 1 to all the way to 23 rocked up and just gave it the all. We realize how important this is for us as a team, as a country, for our families, for our friends, and we know we have to rock up and perform if we want to get the victory at the end of the day.
Thank you, Stephen. And we're going to take one or two more in English, and then we wrap up with just briefly with Kosa. And we say good evening to Dylan Jack.
Thanks, Rayan. Evening, guys. Congrats on the win. Stephen, congrats on your 50th. Just a question for Stephen. Just on that moment before halftime with Khaleesi tackling, I think it was Robbie Henshaw, that try-saving tackle. How big of a moment was that in terms of the whole test? And how important was it that the team came out in the second half and started getting positive results?
Yeah, I think this game was a game of big moments. There was a couple of instances throughout the whole 80 minutes of the test match that could have gone either way, and we just worked so hard to get the bounce or the rub of the green on our side. But yeah, coming out second half, we knew we had to pick up the tempo, make sure our scrum functioned well, make sure our maul functioned well, to gain the momentum in that way. So we had a long discussion at halftime that those aspects of the game need to be functioning well for us to get proper momentum and dominance towards the end of the game.
Thank you. Ken Boland, do you have your hand up for a new question?
Yes, thanks, Rayan. Stephen, to you, especially in that first half, it's not as if you guys smashed the Lions up front. I mean, it was a real tough battle, and I think a lot of people thought they had the momentum at half-time. But does the win kind of show that even if you guys aren't sort of very, very dominant up front, even if like there was kind of parity between the two sides today, that the Springboks still have other ways of producing a victory?
Yeah, I think the test match, the starting team is always going to be parity at some stages, and it's like building an innings in cricket. Like you have to be able to keep batting and keep applying pressure, because at the end of the day, you want that damn ball to break. So that was the whole thing we discussed. We want to keep on putting scrum pressure. We want to keep on putting line out and mauling pressure. And the box, we've got a pressure game that we back 100%. And you could see in the first half the collisions when it came to them carrying ball and how we tackled and how they tackled. This game is going to be one hell of a physical battle. So the game it takes a test match like this caliber. There's a lot of physicality and parity in the first half, and you just want to keep applying that pressure throughout all 80 minutes.
Thank you. Nathan?
Lukhanya khotsho nje tata man bedlale njani umngani wakho pha porhebe uMakazole simbonile namhlanje bengumanqobo womdlalo.
No, uDirex udlale kakuhle kakhulu. I think zonke i-pressure points ebezi-applya ukwazile ubeka i-team kwi-go forward. I think umahluko ebemkhulu kule veki kupheleyo nakule veki kweza aerial battles and nakwi-defense senetha kwindawo ebekuzo, and usibeke kwindawo enhle kakhulu. So yeah, I think umdlalo wakhe ebemhle kakhulu.
Thank you. Khaniso?
Qhenebe masibabe ngazo sibini mani idlale kakuhle mani namhlanje nikwazi uba ikhidi ibuyisa isithunzi senu emvakala mpazamo yala veki phelileyo. Lemibuzo mamibili ne. Owokuqala manje la Qhenebe benikla nkomfa lena yengonyama. Wabe umqeqeshi lona wengonyama ke esithi kuba akafuna uphawula kakhulu kula video bikhutshwe ngumphathi wombhoxo uRasi Erasmus. Mna umbuzo wokuqala manje ndithi ke bekunjani manje noSompempe okwazileyo uzicingisisa isigqibo zakhe kulo mdlalo, ayazi uba xa iphatha umdlalo aphathe enobulungisa. Then okwesibini mani bengicela nje ukuphawule nangohlobo badlale ngayo mani umkhokheli uSiya Kolisi, because bethethe engathi binomsindo ngolesihlanu, kodwa angathi ukwazile uthatha umsindo wakhe awufake kumdlalo wakhe, angabi umsindo wakhe angamze entloko ixesha bedlala.
Okay, no, Khanyiso. Ndizoqala kule kaSompempe. Ndawuthi kule game sidlule kuyo le yokuqala. Ibigame ibinikisa umdla. Qha ndingathi akhona amathuba esingakwazanga uwathatha ngenxa yezigqibo ezithathwe nguSompempe. So kulena iveki besiyazi ba izaba lidaba elikhulu kakhulu, and iwesi for thina beke bekunyanzelekile siwinile, and uSompempe ndizamqhwabela izandla not kuba siwinile, but I think izigqibo azithathileyo ibizizigqibo ezihle macala. So ndingathi indima eyenziweyo ngumqeqeshi yozama uba nobulungisa kwindaba yoSompempe isibeke kwindawo entle. Umkhokheli wethu ke njengoba simazi ngumkhokheli okhokhela ngezenzo. Once again, I think namhlanje ebekhokhela ngezenzo ibiyintsebenzo kuzo zonke izinto bezenza, and ibi-energy besiyifuna leyo kumntu wonke usukela ku-1 uyotsho ku-15 bekunyanzeleke sibe ngamajoni kwela bala. So yes, ndivela kakhulu ngomdlalo womkhokheli nabadlali bonke bekhona ebaleni namhlanje.
Thank you, Lucanio. And very briefly, Percy, you probably want a response in Afrikaans from Stephen.
Thank you so much, Rian. Congratulations, gentlemen. Stephen, het kortliks. Ik wil je net vragen. Eerstens, die kapitein Siya Kolisi het julle baie geloof, julle leiers geloof vir julle rol wat julle gespeel het, veral in die tweede helfte van die wedstryd. Hoe belangrik is julle rol, veral in sulke kritiese wedstryde? En dan wil ek ook vra, wat se impak het Steven Kitsoff se besering vir julle beteken in mondelik vorentoe? Rian, with your permission, can I ask Lucania a question as well?
Ek dink die leiers eienskap van baie spelers van soos ander is krities. Hulle besluitneming, die manier hoe waar ons wil speel en hoe ons wil speel, is baie groot vir ons, en die manier wat ons wil druk toepas op die leeu's. So ek dink dit was massive. Hulle het groot besluite geneem en dit het vir ons gewerk. So ek is baie bly vir hulle en die manier hoe dinge afgespeel het op die einde, en praat jy van my besering?
Pieter.
Sorry. Ja, ek hoop Pietie kom mooi deur en is reg vir volgende naweek. Maar ek dink Kwagga het 'n groot rol gespeel. Hy het baie groot intensiteit gebring en hy bring baie physicality as dit kom by die breakdown en die manier hoe hy tackle en ouens besig hou. So ek dink ons bank het weer 'n baie groot rol gespeel in vandag se oorwinning en die ouens kan trots wees op hulle self.
Thank you, ladies and gents. That then conclude our post-match press conference then here at the Cape Town Stadium. Thank you very much to Stephen and to Lucanio, and to our audience wherever you are. Please stay safe and speak to you on Monday. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.